Welcome back. Joining us now is Jessica Millan Patterson, the chairwoman of the California Republican Party. She joins us from Orange County. So, Madam Chair, we just heard from the leader of the California Assembly that this recall effort against the governor is a waste of money and a distraction from some very important issues facing the state. Your response?
Well, I think after what Californians have seen California Democrats and this governor do with the EDD alone, we have $31 billion worth of fraud that is being investigated right now, $1 billion of which we already know went to prisoners in our prisons. I think this is a net gain for California Republicans and for Californians, for that matter. We need someone who can lead our state. We need someone who can manage crises. And we need someone who's going to make sure that the 1 million Californians who went unanswered at the EDD get those calls back, and we don't have fraud going to prisoners.
For clarity, EDD is the state's Employment Development Department, which has lost billions in COVID relief to fraud. But listen, I get that there are even some Democrats who signed the recall petitions, but some of the leaders of this movement are on the extreme. Orrin Heatley, a retired Yolo County Sheriff Sergeant, who, according to the Recall Newsom website, was the lead organizer of the movement, once posted, "Microchip all illegals. It works. Just ask animal control." That's a pretty despicable thing to write. The LA Times reported that the head of the El Dorado County effort is a member of the 3 Percenters, which the Anti-Defamation League has labeled part of the militia movement. You have QAnon posts on the Recall Newsom Facebook page. That does not look good for your effort.
Look, this recall organization started outside of the California Republican Party, and these were Californians that have been fed up with what has happened here. They've been people that have lost their jobs and had to go onto food lines for the first time in their life. They're parents that have wanted to send their kids back to school and haven't been able to do that because of this governor's unresponsible regulations that he's put on our state. They're people that have lost their jobs. They're people that would like to worship with their communities. And there's 2.1 million people that have signed this petition. I think it's an insult to pigeonhole any of us as extremists or conspiracy theorists. This is a grassroots movement, many people of all political stripes. And I think that when you make an argument like that, you just sound desperate. And it's pretty clear to me that this governor has gotten to the point where he's desperate.
I know it's actually easier to defeat an incumbent governor with a recall election in this state than in a general election campaign. But that said, how can you justify spending millions on a race now when Mr. Newsom is up for re-election next year? Why can't you wait?
I don't think Californians should have to. And our Constitution says the same thing. This governor has failed at every single turn, and it has already been incredibly costly to Californians having him in office. Fortunately, here in California, unlike places like New York, we do have this process where if our government officials are not doing the job that they were elected to do, we can hold them accountable. And that's exactly what we're doing.
And finally, Republican Congressman David Valadao represents California's 21st congressional district that's just past the Grapevine in the Central Valley, Kings County, part of Fresno County. Former President Trump wants him removed from office because Congressman Valadao voted in favor of his impeachment. Should the congressman face a challenge in the Republican primary next year?
I think Congressman David Valadao has been an amazing representative for the people of his district, and I think that he will continue to represent them well. And the great part of our system is that they get to decide who represents them.
Jessica Millan Patterson, the chair of the California Republican Party, thanks very much for taking the time.
Thanks so much, Conan.